Hello everyone! Welcome to a new English lesson about seaports around the world. I am Tatiana Olaru, and in today's lesson we will be focusing on the largest seaport in Southeast Asia and one of the busiest maritime ports in the world. So let's see what else we will do. We will learn new words and phrases related to ports. We will learn about a new important seaport in the world and answer questions about it. We will do practical tasks on the text. We will learn about a reported speech when speaking about general truth. And we will practice reported speech in exercises. So let us begin with a rhyme. We will read it as quickly as we can, but before that, let us stop at some difficult words. The first one, cassowaries. Cassowaries. This word means a large Australian bird that cannot fly. It's like the ostrich. And in Romanian, we translate it cazuar. If you are curious to know how this large bird looks like, so you can search on the internet. The next word is apes. These are large monkeys. Whirlpools. These are so a whirlpool means water moving quickly in a circular motion, often producing a downward spiraling action. In Romanian, we translated vârtej de apă. Okay, so I guess these are the words, the most difficult ones, so let's try to read the rhyme. Islands and peninsulas, continents and capes, dromedaries, cassowaries, elephants and apes, rivers, lakes and waterfalls, whirlpools and the sea, valley beds and mountain tops are all geography. Now it's your turn to read as quickly as you can. If you remember at the previous lesson, we spoke about two of the most important seaports in the USA, and today we will discover a new port. It's an international seaport, and for that we need to look closer at some of the difficult words that we will meet in the text. Here they are. So the first one is tip. Tip means the extreme end of a place, like in the example, the northern tip of the island. Settlement. Settlement. This is a place where people have come to live and make their homes, especially where few or no people lived before. Cosmopolitan. This means belonging to all of the world. A rainfall, the amount of precipitation in a specified place and time. Rainforest, it's a dense forest found in tropical areas of heavy rainfall. To compete, to try to be more successful or better than somebody else who is trying to do the same as you. To promote, to help something to happen or develop. Hub. Hub is the central and most important part of a particular place. Transit. This is a passage from one place to another. Network, a complicated system of roads, lines, tube, nerves that are connected to each other and operate together. Abundant, in large quantities. Okay, so these words are connected with the seaport for today, and I would like to ask you what you know about Singapore. Do you know something? Singapore. Singapore is an island city-state off the southern tip of the Malay Peninsula, 137 kilometers north of equator. It consists of 63 islands with a total land area of 704 kilometers square. The first records of settlement in Singapore are from the 2nd century AD. Singapore is a name of both the city and country that constitutes a single municipality. Singapore became a British colony on the 2nd of August 1824. By 1869, 100,000 people lived on the island. At present, Singapore has a diverse population of 5 million people made up of the Chinese, Malays, Indians, Asians, and Caucasians of different ethnic origins. Even before independence in 1965, Singapore was already one of the richest states in East Asia due to its strategic location as a port. After independence, Singapore, with the help of foreign direct investment, created a modern economy focused on industry, education, and urban planning. The country is also a highly cosmopolitan world city with a high percentage of foreigners that amount to 42%. Singapore maintains diplomatic relations with 175 countries. Let's speak about climate. Singapore has a tropical climate with no distinctive seasons, uniform temperature and pressure, high humidity, and abundant rainfall. About 23% of Singapore's land area consists of forests and nature reserves. Urbanization has eliminated many areas of former primary rainforest. If speaking about tourism, Singapore is a famous travel destination, making this domain one of its largest industries. To compete with the regional rivals like Bangkok, Hong Kong, Tokyo, and Shanghai, the government has announced that the city area would be transformed into a more exciting place by lighting up the civic and commercial buildings. Singapore's cuisine also attracts tourists. Medical tourism is promoted as well. Singapore is a major international transportation hub in Asia, positioned on many seas and air trade routes. Today, the Port of Singapore continues to be among the top 5 busiest ports in the world. Singapore is also an aviation hub for the Southeast Asian region and a transit between Australia and Europe. Singapore Airport has a network of 81 airlines connecting Singapore to 185 cities in 58 countries. And now let's answer some questions. Let's look at the first one. Where is Singapore situated? Singapore is an island city-state off the southern tip of the Malay Peninsula, 137 kilometers north of equator. Whose colony was it? Singapore became a British colony on the 2nd of August 1824. What is its economy focused on? So, after independence, Singapore, with the help of foreign direct investment, created a modern economy focused on industry, education, and urban planning. What is Singapore famous for? So, Singapore is a famous travel destination, making tourism one of its largest industries. What can you say about its climate? If you were attentive, you would say that Singapore has a tropical climate with no distinctive seasons, uniform temperature and pressure, high humidity and abundant rainfall. And the last question for you. How many airlines does the network of Singapore Airport have? Let's look in the text. Singapore Airport has a network of 81 airlines connecting Singapore to 185 cities in 58 countries. Now let's put the words in the right order to form questions. The first one, British colony, when, become, Singapore, did, a. Let's see how the question is. When did Singapore become a British colony? The next is what the Los Angeles population of. What is the population of Los Angeles? Tourists attracts to visit New York what? What attracts tourists to visit New York? Founded was when Los Angeles and by whom? When and by whom was Los Angeles founded? Many are there important, big, and seaports that in world aren't there. And the question should be like this. There are many big and important seaports in the world, aren't there? And you can surely declare that they are, and you have learned about 3 most important seaports: Los Angeles, New York, and Singapore. And the last question that you have to put in the right order is, there are ports any Moldova in? And the question is, are there any ports in Moldova? This is a question that you surely have the answer for. And the only port in Moldova is the port of Giurgiulești that we have spoken about. Okay, so now let's go to general truth, adevăr, and facts in the reported clause. So the verb expressing general truth and fact in the reported clause doesn't move 1 tense back. This is reported speech that we discussed in one of the previous lessons. So let us see how these sentences look like. The teacher said, Los Angeles was founded on September 4, 1781. So this sentence expresses a general truth, and it should be changed in indirect speech like this. The teacher said that. You can use to write this word that, or you can use to decline it. So you can use both variants. The teacher said, or the teacher said that Los Angeles was founded on September 4, 1781. Okay, the next one, the teacher said the Singapore state consists of 63 islands. And the sentence will not change so much in indirect speech. It will be like this. The teacher said, or the teacher said that the Singapore state consists of 63 islands. In these 2 examples, you can see clearly that the verb doesn't move 1 tense back. Was founded remained was founded, and consists in direct speech remained consists in indirect speech, because these verbs express either general truth or facts. Now let us practice this reported speech in sentences. report the following statements and questions. The teacher asked, who can become the president of the USA? If we change it into indirect speech, the sentence will look like this. The teacher asked, who can become the president of the USA? So it doesn't change. The verb doesn't change at all. Become remains become. The next sentence, one of the students said, the Constitution of the USA was written more than 200 years ago. What do you think the sentence will look like? Let's see. One of the students said that the Constitution of the USA was written more than 200 years ago. So the sentence remains untouched. The teacher said, how many stripes and stars are there on the American flag? Okay, so if it is a question, we should change the introductory verb said into asked. And it will be this way. The teacher asked how many stripes and stars there are on the American flag. The student said, Singapore became a British colony on August 2, 1824. And when we report this sentence in indirect speech, it will look like this. The student said that Singapore became a British colony on August 2, 1824. Radu said, a person who wants to become the president in the USA must be at least 35 years old. If we change it into indirect speech, we will have Radu said that a person who wants to become the president in the USA must be at least 35 years old. The last sentence, Victor said the flag of the USA is called stripes and stars. If we change the sentence into indirect speech, we will have this variant. Victor said that the flag of the USA is called stripes and stars. So the most important thing to remember when you have statements and questions with verbs expressing general truth and facts is that these verbs don't move one tense back. So please keep this in mind. And with this, we are very close to the end of the lesson, and we have to sum up what we have managed to do. So, we have learned new words and phrases denoting or related to ports, to seaports. We have learned about a new important international seaport and one of the busiest maritime ports in the world. And we have done practical tasks about the text. We have learned about reported speech when speaking about general truth and facts. And we have practiced reported speech. So this is all for today. See you next time.